I noticed I've got a bit of a leak, so I'm going to have to drain oil, and it's the gasket around here that's leaking, third party gasket, so I'm going to change it and put the old one back on, probably put a bit of sealer on with it. But for those people who don't know how to get the oil out of gearbox, it's because there's no drain plug. You've got to take the inspection plate, loosen it with a bowl underneath and catch all the oil. So that's what I'm going to do now.
Right, so there's a Vauxhall Zafira Classic. It's had more work on it than a celeb.
Take fucking piss. What I'm going to try and do is just loosen enough bolts until the oil starts to trickle out. So what I was noticing, I had a ride to Alton Towers, and on the way back, well, coming down dual carriageway, and I reckon when gearbox gets really hot, it starts to drip, and then blowers start blowing up, smell at gearbox oil into the car. There it comes. So get them a bit looser. So I don't really want it leaking from the back. It's a nice steady trickle from the front. I'll probably leave that like that now for a bit, so till it's all finished draining. Man, that's going to take forever. So I'm going to take all the battery out now. Take the battery tray out, so I can get to the top of the gearbox to get ready to fill it back up. And just take your reverse sensor out, reverse light. That's your reverse light sensor. Right, now this is the problem here, this cover. I'm just hoping the oil's drained down enough so it don't all start coming out, but alt mill bolts around this are 13 and 12s. Is it 13 and 12s? No, 13 and 11s.
Not getting this very well.
Eh?
Use the army way. Pose.
Got that one on Porn Stars.
You gotta get the right angle.
Right angle. What I have noticed since it's that new gearbox in is that the ratio's definitely different. With it being a 1600, it had a bad pull off anyway, and now it's even worse, but it does have more top end. so it's better on fuel on long distance runs, but it's not as quick. There it is. And the gasket's ripped in half coming out. Oh. There's the gasket what was doing absolutely jack shit. Well, it was just holding oil in it. Not that well. Oh. That's the third party gasket I put on. And that's the original gasket that came off, which is aluminium with a rubber bead. So I'm going to put the old gasket back on and just put a smear of seal around here and just leave car off at road for the day. And then make sure this gearbox is topped up, because that was the reason why my last one worn out. So I'll have to go and get a razor blade, scrape that off. Let's stop at that. Gently remove the old gasket, because you don't want to be scratching at it with screwdrivers or out like that, because it'll ruin the face and then you'll have a shit seal anyway. Alright, just make sure all the oil is wiped off. See, what I think was happening with it being a paper gasket like that is when these bolts pull in here, they'll pull the metal up flush to the face of the gearbox, and then this part here will probably have like a really slight kind of banana shape in it in between them all. So when it was cold it weren't leaking, but when it got hot it just started to leak, you know, because the oil was getting thin. Just wipe it all clean. Right, this is not just any old silicone, it's like what you put sumps on with. Temperature resistant, up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, 315 Celsius. Don't go crazy with it. You know what, I might do that on packet gasket rather than up there like that. Right, so I want it on that side. Let's see if we can get to stick that on there. Stick that on there.
So all those bolts at the same size?
They're different. So you've got your 11 mils and your 13 mils. So your 13s are longer, but I don't think they'd fit in other holes anyway. So I've been thinking whether to fill it up with oil tomorrow until it sets. But I don't know, I've had that much fun with this car, I really don't give a shit, so I might just fill it up anyway. Right, and that gasket's bolted back up. Get this bolted back on. Whoa, nearly dropped it in the bloody oil pan. Right, just go around and give them all a little tweak. Alright, I'm gonna be reusing my oil. Oh, bollocks.
They ordered it already. They don't take much, do they?
What you do is when you've done that, is you put it back on your shop shelves and sell it again.
Recycle.
They'll never know. And what you want to do is you take this out, which is your reverse light sensor, fill it through there, and you drain it through there. That's your level. So you take that out until oil starts to dribble out, pour it in, it's filled up. Thought I'd demonstrate it on this because it's a lot easier to show you this when it's out the car, because it's quite awkward to get to. It's a 13mm and you really want quite a long ring spanner. So that's your level, and that's where you fill it. Reverse light sensor plug, switch or whatever. See, that's all it needs, just enough to nip it up.
Every time I lose my self-control, it feels like.
Well, that's it, job done. I hope that solved the problem now. Thanks for watching.